Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy D Scott back again. Hardcore Casual MMA. Today we're gonna be breaking down UFC Fight Night Paris, Benoit Saint Denis versus Mauricio Ruffy. Listen, this fight is going to be one of them ones. You have to tune in. But I'm gonna break it down for you and tell you why you must tune in. Along with my fighting nerds glasses. So let's get into it. Benoit Saint Denis, 14-3, the Frenchman. He was a surging prospect in the lightweight division. He was on a hell of a run. TKO and Matt Frivola. He finished Ishmael Bonfim by submission, and also, I believe, finished Thiago Moises by submission. People thought him to be, by this time, probably challenging for the title in the lightweight division. All until the Diamond, Dustin Poirier, put a stop to that last year with a TKO knockout on the feet. Finished Benoit in the second round, I believe it was, of that fight. And kind of exposed him, stopped the hype train, slowed his motion. And then after that, he went up against Moicano. Money Moicano, motherfuckers. And Moicano finished him. Well, it was a stoppage, but Moicano was dominating the fight. And Saint Denis got a big cut. He was still willing to fight and stay in the fight, but the refs called it off. Saint Denis, he served in the French army. So that just lets you know the type of toughness and resilience he has, always in the fight and going for it. He's the type of fighter that he'll go out on his shield without any questions asked. But yeah, that's basically Benoit Saint Denis. Now, Mauricio One-Shot Ruffy, 1/4 of the OG fighting nerds that are in the UFC. I think Ruffy's 14-1. He's undefeated in the UFC. Just his last fight was wheel kick knockout. Something you have to see. You have to watch this if you haven't seen it. Wheel kick knockout versus Bobby Green, and that'll just give you a glimpse of, the type of style and the creativity of Mauricio Ruffy and the type of fighter he is. Very fluid, has that Conor McGregor type styles and stance. He stands a lot like, he reminds you of McGregor a lot, the way he fights and his stance. He's got like a kickboxing background, started training at like 14 years old. I think he trained in a lot of other striking martial arts. Of course, you have to train jiu-jitsu and things like that, wrestling when you're training for mixed martial arts. But great, creative, hell of a fighter. Must watch. This one is must watch fight. I'm telling you guys, you gotta see this. Just the two styles. Benoit Saint Denis, his pressure, the way he likes to go forward and attack and stay on the gas, and you mix that with a creative and brilliant striker like Ruffy, it makes for a good fight. So you guys tune in, you got to see this. Also, Ruffy fought Lone Top. They just been kind of slow rolling Ruffy. I feel like he's ready for the top of the division right now. Like he could beat top guys in the lightweight division right now. He knocked out Malarkey, finished Malarkey, made easy work of him. He shows his creativity in almost all of his fights. The fight against Lone Top, it was just a beating from bell to bell. And he did something that I've never seen done in mixed martial arts. Sometimes, people do certain things and you're just like, what the hell was that, you know? And what he did against Lone Top was this dude threw a no-look, like a no-look shovel uppercut. I don't know what kind of strike you would call it, but a no-look uppercut and just beam Lone Top, connected with it and everything. Like I see people, you know, I play basketball, so I see people throw no-look passes, but a no-look strike, oh, that's something else. That's next level. The creativity is off the charts. The thing this man does in the cage is something to see. So yeah, uh this fight is gonna be, there's gonna be a finish. It's gonna be a finish. It's not gonna last the 3 rounds in my prediction, my estimation. Um, Benoit Saint Denis, like I said, he's southpaw, and when he fights orthodox fighters, which a lot of fighters do, he loves to blast body kicks, you know, and eat that body up and try to, you know, weaken his opponents with that. He likes going forward, throwing punches, you know, getting his opponent to back up and, you know, half force them to, you know, start trying to fight or strike back. And then as soon as they do that, he brings in his wrestling, great pressure wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and he gets him to overcommit and goes to the takedown. You know, that's a basic one-on-one tactic in MMA that a lot of wrestlers love to use, and, you know, some are great at it, like Marab Davashvili. He's a pressure fighter who loves to wrestle and, you know, starts hitting you and you get ready to try to hit him back to get your lick back, and next thing you know, they taking him down, you on the mat. So that's his style. And Ruffy is tactical and very, very pinpoint accuracy, very accurate with his strikes. So I feel like this is an easy fight to call, you know, but it is MMA, it is the UFC, and things happen from time to time. And, you know, with a fighter like Benoit Saint Denis, you know, who has the resilience and pressure that he does, you know, he's in every fight till he's taken out. You know, he's not gonna give up. But I feel like Ruffy is gonna find the knockout probably relatively quick. It may be in the first or second round, but Benoit Saint Denis, I don't know. We'll have to see how he comes out, how his style develops, like if he's gonna continue, you know, to keep being bringing super pressure, you know, and not taking a step back and kind of, you know, reading more and, you know, being able to get his strikes off or whatnot, and being more patient in his approach, because that's what got him knocked out against Dustin Poirier, just overly coming forward, overly pressuring a fighter that knows how to find their shots, that is tactical and has experience, you know, can get you in a lot of trouble, and coming in wild and just swinging for the fences. So, you know, maybe in this fight, Benoit will be a little bit more technical, but in my estimation, I don't think he will. And I think, you know, Mauricio Ruffy, this fight is set up for him to get a finish. You know, like, great matchup. The matchmakers did their thing on this one. So I look forward to it. But that's my prediction. I predict, you know, Ruffy will get the finish. And I don't think it will be a big challenge. But one thing is that we haven't seen Mauricio Ruffy have to wrestle much in his fights. Most of his fights has always been mostly against strikers and not, you know, good grapplers so far. And Benoit could bring in the wrestling and change this fight up. So I would love to see that, to see, how Ruffy responds to wrestling, and if he's got good takedown defense, and if he's ready for the top of the division and to, fight for the title here in the near future. But who's at the top of the lightweight division, Ilya Topuria, and it's hard to see a lot of relatively anybody beating Ilya right now. But Mauricio Ruffy is a great fighter and he could challenge for that belt. But we're going to see. We're going to see. Guys, that's my breakdown. Comment. Let me know your opinion on the fight and what you think about this. I would love to hear it. Like, subscribe. We're on the way to 100 followers. That's it. Nothing big, nothing crazy. Fuck with me. But that's it. UFC Fight Night Paris. UFC Fight Night Paris. Benoit Saint Denis versus Mauricio Ruffy. Hardcore casual MMA. Peace. I'm gone.